If nobody wants a chance to say something before, I give the floor to Lino.
Hello guys. Well, for starters, I want to say that piloting testing, how it is at the moment, we chose already all the students and we got all the trainers as well, and we're ready to start next week. So we'll be seeing how it goes. Hopefully it will go well. If you want me to explain how the modules are done, I can do it. I don't know if anyone's really interested.
Yeah, if you could give us an overview about the content, because Paul mentioned that we wanted something that was concrete and the basics actually. So just give us an overview without all the details, Lino. But how did you build this package of learning material that will motivate us all to start building our own robot?
Okay. We got the knowledge divided in 3 parts. The first 2 are in CAD, or drawing in 3D on a computer, and then passing to 3D printing. The other 2 are based on electronics and a bit of programming, so you can program your robot. And the final part is the assembly of a robot in general, that you can program itself and play a bit with it, with the knowledge that you acquired through all the modules. So on module 1, it's divided in 5 modules. First 2 for 3D drawing, second for 3D printing, third one for basic electronics, and fourth one for basic programming, and the fifth one to assembly the robot. The first one, we wanted to choose everything free to be able to achieve the most persons that we can get. So we chose a free on browser software. It's actually Onshape. It's very cool. And we on the first module we teach step by step on how to draw some basic figures. Then you can improve yourself if you want and get any further. The second one, we introduced some types of 3D printers and chose the most basic one and the cheapest as well, and decided to teach on how to improve it in general, how to print, how to place your parts, and how to improve the quality of each print. The third one, we're using Tinkercad. That's browser software, free as well. And it can be used for both programming and the basic electronics. So module 4 is using the same content, the same software as module 3. Module 3, you will be learning how to turn on an LED, how to spin a motor, all virtually, of course, and etc. Very basic things. On module 4, you learn how to program the things that you learn how to connect in module 3. So everything that from LEDs, from ultrasonic sensors, the motors are going to be implanted on the robot itself when you have to program it in real life. So module 5, it's like a special one, because for this module you'll need to have the material physically, all the sensors and all the 3D printed parts to actually build it. And then you can actually program it and test on your track or whatever you want. You can follow a line or you can follow a wall if you want to. And this is the concept that we are building.
So basically, it's very little costs involved in to build your own robot, as you see it.
It has some costs, especially on the 3D printing parts, because 3D printers are getting cheaper, but not that type of chip that you just run to a store and oh well, I'm gonna buy a 3D printer. No, they're still costing about 130 euros or something, the cheapest ones. The electronics itself, they're about 50 euros or something. They're still, comparing to a few years back, a 3D printer would cost no less than 1,000 euros. So it's getting much better.
Yeah.
It's still,
and if you're a group sharing these tools, the physical tools, that could also be a good idea to, as you combine it with a face-to-face team in either a classroom or wherever you want to do it. It's per person, it will be a very affordable cost, as I see it.
yes. Comparing to a few years ago, yes, it will be.
Yeah. And I mean, also I'm thinking about, for example, Andreas now in Athens to start with the handicrafts and the people doing like that, to have like a 3D printer available in a center or something, and let them do the first steps there. That could be a good idea. So that's really perfect. So, but you as an expert, Lino and Rafaela, what do you say about creating a basic course like this? Was it hard to bring it down to the grassroots level that Paul was talking about, or was it more like you already from start knew how to do it?
Not exactly. It was a bit hard because every technician, since we have already a bit of high knowledge, let's say so, it's hard to put it in basics because everything seems so basic for us and it's not for everyone. It was a bit hard translating to basic for everyone to understand every little thing that we just look and like, oh yeah, that's it. And people are just like, no, it's not that. Please explain more. So it's a bit hard in that sense. Yeah. But in all general, I think it's good for now.
Yeah. So the target group is actually not for IT people or nerds or technicians. It's just for anyone, as I see it.
Yeah. It's for that person that doesn't have any knowledge at all and just like, oh, I would like to know how to do something very basic.
Okay. And at the same time, can you see this as a base for like think about the SME in Sweden that taking the first steps into 3D printing and robotics? Would you say that to start with this kind of course would be a good idea to just to have an idea what will be required later?
Yes, I think it would be amazing because if you have actually no knowledge at all about that, you can just start. It motivates you. In the end, it can motivate people to learn further, like Paul said. So I think it would be really good.
Yeah, and you mentioned all these modules. How if we talk about how much time will it take me? I mean, not to do it myself maybe, but to take the course, all the modules. How much time do I need to spend to take all the modules?
Including module 5?
Yeah, maybe you could, because that is the assembling part, and that could be a challenge. But just to have an idea about, is it a week, is it a month, is it 2 years, or what are we talking about?
We are trying to aim for a maximum of 50 hours. So depending on the person, you can do it really faster or slower. But we're a maximum of 50 hours, including the assembly and the programming. So it's not very time consuming.
Yeah, that's great. I will let Johan put a question. Johan, please.
Yes, I wonder what kind of pedagogical methods are you using in the modules, and what media are used? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, all the modules are in PDF, and they have step-by-step with prints and pictures on how to do the things to achieve the next step. And every exercise has a video to guide you on how to do the step as well. So if you're not getting with the prints, you can see the video and you'll be able to do it.
Okay, but is it meant to be sort of individualized learning, each learner, or do you need a teacher?
It's more direct to individual.
Okay, and exportable then, you just send paper-based or by PDF files and the video to whoever will use it in the institutions. Is that so?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Johan, for that. I guess Andreas also put a question in the chat. Let us listen to you, Andreas.
Just a question if the modules of the training materials and the videos especially can be uploaded to a good holistic learning platform so people can attend those on their time, and later on they can also answer some questions and have a certification of the understanding.
Maybe Paul can respond to that.
No, Paul, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. The idea is that the basic material is all there and the videos, and then if you wanted to take those and upload them to learnworlds.com and put up the quizzes and so on, that's up to you. You would manage that and do that. We have created all the materials that we can now hand out. And then if you want to do it like that, that's fine, and do it all online. And if somebody else wants to do it that wanted to be face-to-face, that's up to them. So we'll give you the tools and the materials. You take them and then you can use them however you wish.
That's perfect. I want to involve some more around the table. Let us go to Samira. Samira, did you get any ideas or questions based on what we talked about?
So far no, but I'm just trying to get a link from my e-learning platform that I have developed. So I just want to, I'll share the link with you and let me know if I can have those modules on my e-learning platform. So you can just guys continue. I'm just looking for the link and send it to you.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. Okay, back to Lino and Rafaela. I mean, you said you were starting now the pilot next week, but did you have a chance to get any feedback from someone already?
Unfortunately, no. We still didn't have any feedback from any students because we didn't actually start it. We only did the presentations, so to take all their doubts before starting. They're all motivated to do it.
Can I just say that there are two elements to the testing. One is the face-to-face element, which our colleagues in Portugal are doing with students, and secondly, there's an online element. So anybody can actually go online and evaluate the materials online and the videos and so on and give comments about that. We've already had people doing that online, looking at the materials, reviewing them for us, and basically it's coming out 50-50. 50% suggest that they want to do it in a classroom setting, and 50% say they want to do it online. So which is what basically normally happens when you produce courses. So so there's two elements to the testing. So we wanted to do it with students specifically, face-to-face in a classroom setting to get their views, and then the online for everybody else, which could be individuals, could be SMEs, it could be training providers, it could be anybody. And that's the idea, to get a balance of the two elements.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Paul. And Samira put a link. Do anybody knows this? What we can, as Paul mentioned, it's actually the normal PDFs and Word documents and videos, so it should be possible to put on any platform, and also the quiz, etc. So I guess it shouldn't be a problem, and it's downloadable, as I understand, Paul.
Yes. I mean, it's although it's in PDF, it's also in Word as well, so you can actually put it into a Word document, so you can cut and paste as well, or you can cut and paste from PDF into your own learning management system. And the videos at the moment are all on YouTube. So they're on the YouTube channel for ease of evaluation. But once we finalise this, they'll be taken down from YouTube and then used as give to people to put on their own learning management systems.
And also you can actually use the YouTube facility to also add other subtitling languages.
Correct.
If you need
That's
that.
right.
So.
It has the idea of building this as a framework type program was to give it the flexibility for individuals, for countries. Like for instance, if a small country wanted it and their internet access was very poor, you can use the hard copy. If you got countries which have a good bandwidth, plenty of people have access to the internet and it's good, you can then put it on a learning management system and use it on the videos. So again, we've tried to do it for all types of countries. So so there's no exclusion here. We're trying to be totally inclusive in the way we offer the materials to adapt to your own country's need, your own country's needs, your own country's capabilities, and your own institution's capabilities and needs as well.
That's great. As I'm in Sweden, we have a small snow mover outside making noise, so I will try to shut down for a while. I just wanted to put a question to Andreas and your target group. What do you think will be the challenge to get people to actually start to take a course like this? Do you have any ideas about that, Andreas?
First of all, it's to find us and to understand the purpose of the course and the validity. So the report that just Paul presented to us today is not famous in the majority of the society. So people, they have to learn why the courses are important for their future.
Do you see, because I think sometimes, and I think in this case it will be very obvious that when you start to have a problem in your traditional business, you need to make something, to make a change, to do something else, or try a new technology. Do you think the pain in the industry you mentioned are so high that they are already looking, or do you think they still believe that they can continue with what they have been doing for a long time?
No, they know that they have to do something new, but right now in Greece, we do not have yet the demand from the industry for the skills of the courses. So even if they understand that, yes, this is the future, but if I attend the course and I have the skills, where is the demand for me to find a job or to create my own business, let's say? So this is the mismatch for the moment. But I'm sure in a couple of years, things could be on the same direction.
And I mean, what we have been talking about both in this Rutena project, but also in other groups, is actually that the trick is to be a little bit more wide for what is coming, because I can see as a designer, and if you learn these 3D modeling tools like Lina was mentioning, that means you can actually sell your stuff online and let people print it in other countries, for example. That is for the skilled designers and creators. That's something that could be a very good business idea. Okay, and Monica says she has to leave. Do you want some final words, Monica? So we thank you for participating, Monica. That's great, and we will share some material also after this. So if more people are dropping out, we are still have some time to be here together. But in case you need to rush away for something else, you are absolutely free to do so. And I will share material with you over the SME Academy web, etc. Johan, do you get any ideas about how to, you can say, motivate Swedish SMEs to get into this kind of new business opportunities? What do you say, Johan?
I think, as I just mentioned in the chat, that you have to consider skill certification and diplomas, because if people start to actually demand those kind of courses, they will also demand some certification that people have taken the courses are able to do what the course claim they can do. So this is an aspect of it, I think.
Yeah, that's also a little bit where will the demand comes, and I actually also have seen some initiatives to create like we have the ECDL, the driving license for a general IT. You can say I've also seen initiatives there. We will have like a 3D printing driving license. So I think that is something that we will see more of in the close future. Actually, where are the standards? What do we actually need? And of course, in what we have been talking about today is very in general, but every business sector, every industry will have their own specific needs. And of course, I heard Monica mention she was in the bio industry, for example, and if we go to the health and the bio and the life science, we will see we are already seeing an amazing, you can say, adaptation of this technology. And if we go to what people normally think about in robotics, manufacturing cars with a robot arm putting the hood or something, that is what we traditionally see. So I think one of the challenges I can see is actually to understand not how to replace the traditional work of doing things, but actually to develop the new business ideas, the business models that we can do. And Paul mentioned also the combination of artificial intelligence, the robots, the 3D printing, and very much of entrepreneurship is actually found in the crossroads between technologies that people are kind of aware of, but to combine them in new ways, that is the disruptive development of businesses. So I'm really looking forward to that. I posted today, if you want to check the SME Academy page again, I just found an article about using a robot to solve the Rubik's Cube. And it was done in 0.38 seconds. 0.38 seconds. It's a little bit faster than me. And actually in 0.38 seconds, the robots were able to turn this, normally takes between 22 and 26 turns to solve the cube. And that is actually what happens. So they need to have a high-speed camera to let us see what actually the robot is doing. And I mean, when you can manage that kind of challenges, then we understand that new things can happen. Like in the what is have been happening with the increased prestanda we have in computing. It will also happen in the increased prestanda in 3D printing and the increased prestanda in robots. And we see from the Boston group this Atlas robot jumping and doing he will soon be a gymnastics Olympic Games competitor, but that is what I like about and see the challenge. I have one question for you, Lino. I know we discussed this before, and that was the 3D print and the material you're using, and not at least the recycling of the material. Can you tell us a little bit about what is happening with the different materials you use for 3D printing? How is the development going there?
Well, the easiest material to work with on 3D printing is by far PLA. It's actually biodegradable, and it's very easy in terms of temperature and adhering costs. But it's not the ideal if you want to print something to use outside, for example. If you want to replace a part that's constantly getting with rain, with sun and wind, it will disappear. It will be worn off very quickly. You'll have to use, for example, ABS. That's a harder material. It's toxic while printing, but it's very, very durable. For example, you also have nylon. That's very strong and durable. You have some types of materials that are dissolvable in water. They are amazing when you want to print some complex parts that need some structure. And sometimes the support is very hard to remove. And these types of filaments are amazing because you can just dip the part into water and you have the perfect print.
Oh,
yeah, it's very good. They're expensive though.
so we can say to be continued, and I want to close down this workshop now as we are leaving, and but please stay in touch. I shared the participations list with you so you can contact each other, and I give the floor to Paul to finalize this workshop.
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming and attending. I hope it's give you some insight as to our project and where it's going and how you can benefit from it. And obviously we want you to keep in touch and assist you all we can in supporting you and what you want to do with this, because this needs to be out there, not just now but in the years to come. So thank you all very much, and don't hesitate to contact myself or Kenneth or any of us if you've got any further questions, clarifications or anything else. And please do go online and register to review the material, and then you can see what we're talking about. Anyway, thank you very much. Unfortunately, I have to leave now. So thank you again.
Thank you, Paul. Anyone else who wants to have a final word? Samira, can you wrap it up?
That's fine for me. Very interesting. Maybe I can talk to you afterwards, Kenneth, with the possibility to work together so that we can have something here done in Mauritius. Like I said, I would work a lot with SMEs, so maybe we can finalize or maybe do some workshops for them.
Yeah, that's absolutely possible. And I would like to say also thank you to Lino and Rafaela for your contribution, and I want to wish you good luck with the pilot testing next week, and we are very, very interested in how the students will manage and how they will react to this course.
We're actually thinking exactly the same, and we want to thank you as well for all the effort on this workshop. I hope I was clear enough to everyone as Kenan and Paul were, so thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Andreas, the greetings from sunny Athens.
Thank you very much for all your efforts. The workshop very valuable for us.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day and enjoy the weekend.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.